Hey y'all, this is Dina. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so yesterday I did what you need to bring to a craft fair, just a kind of informational video, and I did have someone that requested on how I made the fabric chains. So I'm going to quickly show you how. This is not going to take too long. I'm just going to make a small one. Okay, so I dug some fabric out of my stash, and I'm going to iron both pieces really well. So let me get this over here. I'm in my other bedroom right now, so the lighting is not as good as my craft room. But I'm gonna try to get this done on the ironing part as fast as I can. Okay, so I'm ironing these up. Try to get the wrinkles out because the way I had it stored, it made them pretty wrinkled. So you want to make sure your fabric is good and flat. There's the first one. And now I'm going to do the other piece. You have to have a top piece of fabric. Okay, so you have to have two pieces of fabric. Maybe the same colors or coordinating kind of colors. You know, so anything like that. So I chose out of my stash this one that's got Christmas trees on it, so that's why I chose green for the other side. These chains are really great for you to decorate your craft booth with. So, yeah. Okay, let me get this ironed. Try to get as much of the wrinkles out as I can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to lay my fabric out, and I am going to use a piece of Heat and Bond. Heat and Bond is this, it's got paper on this side, and it's got adhesive on this side, and then it will peel off, so I can adhere two pieces of fabric together. So let me make sure that I did this correctly. Yeah, I had it right. Okay, so I'm going to lay the piece of Heat and Bond on top of my green fabric. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of press it down on top of the fabric. Just so I can get it adhered down, and then when I can move it, then I'll be able to press it down a little bit more. As you see, it's already starting to adhere to the fabric. And I'll turn it around. Because my ironing board is not, well, it's just an average ironing board, but okay. I have just a little bit larger piece. Okay, so I've got it adhered to my fabric. Now, what I need to do, and I'll cut off this extra part that I have here. What I'm going to do is I am going to take it, let's see if I can get this in frame. I'm going to take it, I better start from this end because I have to trim. Okay, I'm going to take it and I'm going to start peeling it off slowly. And the sticky part is on the back of the fabric. The Heat and Bond is adhered to the back of the fabric. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to peel it off. Okay. Now, as you see, if you can see that, you can see the edge of that. The plastic is now on the back of my fabric. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay my other fabric on the top, and I'm going to iron it to this. Yeah. Just iron it down really good. It's adhering already. It's doing well. If I can move my ironing board just a tad. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it over so I can iron the other part. Kind of, if you have wrinkles in it from where it's not ironed down yet, iron toward the wrinkles to get them out. bit more. I'm gonna keep ironing. Okay, it's looking good. I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge over here on this side over here because the Heat and Bond is sticking out because I didn't have it trimmed square up. So I don't want to get it all over my iron. So I'm going to just trim that part off. Okay. And then I've got some back here. So I'm just going to square this up when I get back in my craft room. Okay, so I've got it adhered down pretty well. Now let's just head on back into my craft room. And I'll show you what I do next. See, as you see now, it's like two-sided fabric. Okay, let me grab this really fast. Okay, let's go back to the craft room. Okay, so I am in my craft room. Again, I wanted to show you what my roll of Heat and Bond is. I don't have the outside cover of this one, but it's usually like a red and white cover. It says Heat and Bond on it and just comes in a roll. I've had that roll for quite a little while. So, okay, so I have ironed the Heat and Bond to the back of my green fabric and then ironed this to the Heat and Bond. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to square it up. That way I can kind of have straight lines. You can use, if you have a rotary cutter that is like, I don't know what it's called. It's called, it's like this. I can't think. Peking shears. If you have a rotary cutter that does that, you can use that as well. It kind of makes it have like a decorative trim, but I don't have my rotary cutter that has the Peking shear blade on it. I think that's what it's called. So I'm just going to use my straight blade. And let's see here. I'm just going to trim this up to make sure I'm working with an even surface. Trim these off. Okay. And then I'm going to turn the sides. I'm going to do the same thing. Tomorrow is my goal to try to get some organizing bins so I can put some of my stuff away in my craft room, y'all. It's a mess. Okay. That's my goal for tomorrow. Okay, one more side to square up, and then I'm going to be looking good. I always line it up with the edge of my mat, just so I can make sure I have a nice straight edge. Okay, so there you go. Now I have different colored two-sided fabric, y'all. Usually fabric is just one-sided and you can kind of see the print underneath, but this made two-sided fabric. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut myself some strips so I can make the chains. I'm going to cut myself about 1.5 inches. I think that's a good one. So make sure I'm even. Go with 1.5 inches. I'm just going to cut a bunch of 1.5 inches. If you kind of leave it on your mat, you won't really have to move it around, try to get the measurement. You can kind of see where you are cutting it on the mat. So now I'm just cutting my strips. I'm going to move it over a little bit here. Line it up. So just make sure you're lining it up with your line. I'm going to stick with my 1.5 inch. And let's see here. Just a couple more. This is a great way to make double-sided fabric, y'all. If you wanted to make like a purse and you wanted to be two-sided and you didn't want to have like seams or something, and you wanted it to look like it's double-sided fabric, this is a good way to do it. Heat and bond it together. I'd have to figure out how to do that though, but I think it could be done. Okay. So they're 1.5 inch. I've got 1.5 inch. And I'm just gonna use what I've got cut here for the sake of the video. And I am going to, let's see, how long do I want to make my chains? Okay, these measure, they measure 15 inches. So I think I'm gonna do them 7.5 inches. So let me just cut them at 7.5 inches. So I'm at 5, I need to go to 12.5. Okay. I'm gonna cut this at 7.5 inches. I gotta bring it over. I just can't do it. I'm right-handed and it's hard. I'm gonna line it up on my 10. And I'm gonna go to 17.5, which gives me 7.5 inches. So I'm just gonna cut all these at 7.5 inches and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I've got my strips all cut, and now I'm just gonna show you how I put this together. All you're gonna need is hot glue. It's that simple. This is the easiest project ever. So you're just gonna put hot glue and fold it over and give it a good press down. And then I like to rotate my fabric, so this time I'm gonna put the green polka dots on the outside. And just give it some hot glue and press it down. That's it. Let's do a couple more. Then I'm gonna rotate it and I'm just gonna put the hot glue. Okay. And then I've got one more here. Okay, and I had already got it started, so let me add what I just did on camera with this one. Okay. I'll turn it over. And let's see, get that hot glue in there. There you go. If any of it comes out, just don't worry about it. It's gonna go underneath the chain anyway. There you go. Well, you'll think, y'all, it's a fabric chain. Great for decorations for your craft booth. You can just kind of rope it around on the front of your canopy. You can make strands of these. You can do whatever you want. You can make these for your Christmas tree. Anything you want. And the nice thing is they're made out of fabric, so they're not going to tear, and you can save them and use them for the next year. Anyway, this, my friends, is how to make paper chains. I mean, not paper chains, fabric chains. Anyway, I guess until my next video, I will see you guys soon. Bye.